Hi, Intuitiviewers. How are you? I hope everyone's doing well today. I thought I would just jump on and read on a few things real quick. And I've gotten a few questions from people, so I thought I'd answer those. I do want to let you know that the interview that I did on Spirit Cafe with John and Tamara, that is up now. So if you want to go see that, you might find a new channel that you really like. They're both lovely people. They're talk about spiritual things and all kinds of different ideas. And so you might enjoy that, but that's Spirit Cafe on YouTube. And the other thing I recently did was with Nancy Jean on Nancy Jean's Garden. And she's doing a whole series on how to connect, how different kinds of, different people, how different kinds of people connect. And we talked about how I do what I do. So that's on there too. So I hope that you'll check that out. And then Thursday night, we'll have our regular Thursday night live, and you guys can ask questions and I will be here. So, okay. So somebody was asking me about the dark money in in politics, right? But in the Supreme Court specifically about Sheldon Whitehouse. So I'm going to ask about that right now. So there's something about him being a messenger, and there will be many. So we've talked about how all of this information is going to be coming out, and it's not going to be like they can stop it. It's time. It's time for this to come out. So, but there'll be different. It almost feels like different people kind of that get the information to share. They it's almost like I don't say they're chosen, but it almost feels like that. It almost feels like they'll get the information, and part of it feels like it has something to do with the way they conduct their life, that they're kind of at a vibration where they can receive the information. So, and by information I just mean like they'll be helped, they'll be given the right ideas, the right way to go about this, the right people to talk to. They'll be assisted. And so that's what I'm getting at with Sheldon Whitehouse. It's like that's it's almost like that's why he's able to know what he knows and get what he gets, because he is kind of he's in line with a vibration that's allowing him to receive information. He may not see it that way. He may see it as just like, oh, I had this weird thought, or I had this idea to call this person, or I, had a epiphany the other night. It may come like that, but and as he does his work, things will fall into place for him, because that's what he's trying to. He's in alignment with what's happening right now. Things are coming to the surface. Things are coming out, so that we can acknowledge them, see them, deal with them, and then heal from them. That's what's happening. And a lot of things are bringing this stuff out. All of these, storms and all of the stuff with coronavirus and people going to school boards and yelling at people and all of this stuff, it seems all very chaotic and very low vibration kind of, stuff happening, especially with people, very, very, even to the point where you kind of don't even, at least for me, and I'm sure for most of you, it doesn't make sense on any level. It's just like, why are they doing this? But it's where they are. And so they're reacting in the space that they're in right now, and where they are, where they can, they're reacting in the vibration that they're in, right? So and I don't want to say like low and high, like they're low and we're high, that it's just where they are. And so when things are happening and they get because we all know, right? This is out of fear. This is happening with the people that are basically freaking out and won't get, are kind of latching on to kind of weird conspiracy theories and stuff like that. It's out of fear. They're afraid. They're worried about their world changing, right? And so they're latching on to things that give them some feeling of power, just even for the moment. And so that's where it comes from. And that's what that vibration is, that fear vibration. That's why we talk all the time about not giving into fear, right? Staying at a level where you can pull back, right? And see, okay, this is all happening. And it's clear that there's something going on here that's kind of bigger than us. And when you are aware of that, there's something in you that can kind of relax and know that, okay, this is all happening, but it is for it's to fuel change, to make us better and to make the world better. And a lot of times it can be very hard to watch, hard to be in, but that's what's happening. So, and my guides are always kind of like, either back way up and look at like a bigger spiritual perspective, or get very, very small and just look at your own stuff. When you get into that middle ground, it's where it gets a little bit messy and kind of, it can pull you in. It can make you unconscious because you get on your side and their side. And what you kind of want to do is just stay, as much as you can, stay out of that. Do the things that are in line with your values, whatever you feel like you need to do. We plan to march, we plan to give money, we plan to call our representatives and all these things, but to do it in a way that's not angry or bitter or any of those things. It's where we're aligned with. It's where we want the world to be, where we like to see the world, where we like to see our country. So basically, the dark money, it's going to come out. It's going to come out, and people are being led to the information, and they are going to expose it. I have to say, though, there are going to be people in both parties. I hate the both sides thing right now. It's really annoying me, but there are people on both parties that are participants in this these more negative forces that are going on right now. Joe Manchin's coming up, by the way, and as I'm talking about this, but there are people that are also in the Democratic Party that need to give this stuff up as well. And it's going to come out. It's going to come out. This stuff takes time. I think Trump made us kind of feel like everything happens like in a day or 2 days because he was so like, blah, every day doing something crazy. But it takes time. This stuff takes time, but it's coming. They're turning my attention for some reason to the Supreme Court. So I just want to see what that's about. So 1 second. So they're talking about, I just heard overturning Roe v. Wade. And they're saying that, and when I say they, I mean my guides, that's what I'm talking about. They're saying that there will be discussion about this. A lot of old feelings and fears are going to come up for people. I feel like they will be persuaded away from doing away with Roe v. Wade. There's something about this that feels very divine intervention-y kind of thing, but it does feel like they'll be persuaded. That's how they're putting it. They'll be persuaded away from overturning Roe v. Wade. But there are a lot of look how many old things are coming back up, right? Because we never really dealt with them. We just kind of, and we never dealt with feelings and passions on either side. We just kind of said, okay, well, that's done. And we just kind of push it away. And it doesn't really work like that. We need to deal with these things in a healthier way. And so all of these old things that we thought, okay, we're done with that. We're done with that. They're coming back up. Roe v. Wade, racism, even just women's rights, period. All of these things are, even, white supremacy. I mean, just all of these things that it's like, we thought we were done with this. Guns, the list goes on and on, right? We're so good at just shoving things under the carpet and moving on. We've got to move on. And we are going to move on. And that's when my guides show me this stuff, it's like, that's why all of this stuff is finally coming out for us to see, bear witness to, understand, put to rest, and heal from it, deal with it and heal from it. And that's what this is all about. It's so we can move forward. It's so we can move forward. So it's a crazy time, right? It's a crazy time, but it's also a time, it's going to be a time of great, great change, big changes, things we thought they just said, things we thought would never happen. Are going to be happening in a good way. But there's going to be some pain and anguish getting there because of how we've chosen to kind of ignore for such a long time, right? Okay. Trying to think if it seemed like I had several people just ask about dark money and the Supreme Court. I do feel like there's going to be a couple of changes to the Supreme Court. I always felt like they would add judges. That's what I always saw. So it could be that, but I feel like the demographic is about to change. Something about the way it's made up is about to change. So it could be that, or it could be people leaving, but it feels like it's going to be, that also is going to be changing. And in pretty short order. It feels quick, feels fast. The DOJ is about to make an announcement. That's what they're saying. So expect, I guess, an announcement in a few days. I mean, usually if it's something like that, it's usually in a day or two. So expect something coming out. And I feel like it has to do with, it's weird because I feel like it has to do with Texas, but I feel like there's something else involved. I think it may be the whole, they might be talking about these kind of white militias or something. So that's also coming up. I'm a little bit confused at the way I'm seeing if it's like it's two separate announcements or it's one announcement with both things, or I'm not sure. And one feels written and one feels like talking, like oral something, and then a written something. Okay, they're talking about September, this rally or whatever that's supposed to happen in September, that it may be triggering, and it may be might be triggering for some people. It might be upsetting for some people, but um, they're wanting us to know it's going to lead to something that is good. It's so it. I don't want to put too much in because I feel like it's almost like they're not really telling me everything, but it almost feels like there may be something that happens, but that it leads to us finding out more, being more aware, knowing what's going on, that kind of thing. So it just feels like it um, it does feel a little bit chaotic, but it doesn't feel quite like January 6th. It doesn't have that feel to me. It feels more, because there I felt violence. I felt like that. This feels like it's going to anger people, trigger people. It will really make you feel I'm gonna say hopeless, but it is like that. It's almost like it's made to, it's a day made to make us feel like we're losing, or we're in the minority, or we don't matter. This is going, they're taking over, and that kind of, and it's not that at all. This is going to be a fear-based rally meant to trigger people like us. And please don't let it, because it's going to lead to us knowing more, understanding more, and taking that movement kind of apart. So just know that, okay? I would say do something else that day. Do something positive, do something fun, do something joyful, something that you feel will move positive change, whether it's just you or your community or the world or whatever. Send money that day to something you really like. Okay, I think that's all I have for you guys right now, but we'll meet on Thursday night. You guys can ask questions. I want to hear from you, so that's great. I feel like we haven't had that in a while, and I've missed you guys, so we'll do that. And yeah, take care, you guys, and stay in a good space. Do something nice for yourself. Do something fun with your family or your friends, or just on your own. And yeah, stay in a good heart space until we get together Thursday, and we'll chat then. Okay. All right, everybody, have a good one. Bye.